Okay, now we're going to discuss about hydrogen bond. Okay, so the first question you should ask yourself is, who can form hydrogen bond? Who can form hydrogen bond? Okay, so the requirement, okay, in order for something to be able to form hydrogen bond is the molecule must contain hydrogen, of course kan, nama pun hydrogen bond, so the molecule must contain hydrogen. Second requirement is the H on the molecule must be attached to either F, O or N. Okay, so if both boxes are ticked kan, barulah dia boleh form hydrogen bond. Okay, now the tips to memorize this is, ingat iPhone, iPhone kan, Chap iPhone kan. Okay, so just remember H and the H and F, O and N, iPhone. Okay, right, let's look at a few example. Contohnya we have water molecule is formula is H2O. Okay, so you see water has hydrogen kan, ada hydrogen, contain hydrogen on the molecule, and the H on the molecule is attached to O. So either F, O or N. So for this case it's O. Okay, second example is hydrogen fluoride, HF, H dengan F, hydrogen fluoride. Okay, so HF, see the H is attached with either F, O or N. So for this case is F. Oh, lupa nak kata ni fluorine, oxygen and nitrogen. Okay, this is what we call as high electronegativity atom. High electronegativity atoms. Okay, ammonia. Next is ammonia. You can see. So now hydrogen fluoride. Oh, ni. Hydrogen fluoride. Okay. Third example is ammonia. Ammonia is NH3. NH3 meaning NH. So the H is attached to either F, O or N. So for this case, nitrogen atom. Okay. Now, next question should be asked is, how hydrogen bond is formed? Okay. So hydrogen bond ni dia between molecule and molecule. Meaning contohnya example water. Okay, so let's say we have two molecule of water, two water molecule, H2O, H2O. Okay, so the H is attached, is attracted to O. Okay, so this one we call as, inilah hydrogen bond. Okay, so maksudnya hydrogen bond ni antara between molecules, between two different molecule. Boleh? So that is how hydrogen bond is formed. Dia between molecules. So kalau yang bond yang ni kita panggil apa? Yang ni dengan yang ni. This one we call as covalent bond. Non-metal with non-metal. Okay. Yang ni covalent bond. Okay. Tapi blue ni is hydrogen bond. Okay. You can use another example juga. Contohnya just now hydrogen fluoride tadi kan, hydrogen fluoride. Okay. HF dengan HF. Okay, so between H dengan F, this one we call as hydrogen bond. Okay, tapi yang between H dengan F dalam molekul yang sama, we call it covalent bond. Okay, so apa yang kita faham is it's actually an attraction. Okay, so hydrogen bond ni apa? So the meaning is attraction between H atom on a molecule with what? With F O or N atom on another molecule. Okay. So aside from like water and water, hydrogen fluoride and hydrogen fluoride, it also can bond with different molecules also. Okay, contohnya so if you want to combine HF and H2O, contoh kan, H2O. Okay, oops. Okay, so now the H and F, this one we call as hydrogen bond. Okay, so commonly asked question in regarding hydrogen bond, dia akan tanya about the physical properties, the effect of hydrogen bond on physical properties. Okay, effect of hydrogen bond on physical properties. Okay, it has high melting point and boiling point. Melting point, boiling point, then normal covalent bond. Okay, and it is soluble in water. Okay, so sekarang ni kalau yang kita faham covalent bond yang biasa kan, covalent bond ni dia punya melting and boiling point is low kan, low melting point and boiling point. Kenapa? Why? Because it is attracted by van der Waals force yang weak kan. Okay, so little heat is required to overcome the force of attraction between particles, between molecules. Okay, now I give you example. Contohlah, let's take carbon dioxide as example. See, we have CO2 molecule dengan CO2, and then they are attracted to each other. They bonded by what we call as van der Waals force. It's very weak. It's weak. Okay, van der Waals force. Okay, now carbon dioxide cannot form hydrogen bond kan. So dia punya attraction is only van der Waals force of attraction. Okay, compare dengan let's say H2O with another molecule of H2O. Okay, now H2O they contain hydrogen atom and also dia ada FO ataupun N. For this case O lah. Okay, now they are bonded by hydrogen bond. Okay, so hydrogen bond ni is stronger than van der Waals force. Okay, van der Waals force dekat CO2 ni. Alright, so now more heat is required. More heat is required to overcome the forces of attraction. Required to overcome the force of attraction. So meaning melting and boiling point would be higher than regular covalent compound. Okay, so dia boleh tanya macam tu. Dia bagi statement H2O has higher boiling point than CO2. So dia kata macam ni lah statement, and then dia kata explain the statement. Explain. Okay, so we can say H2O can form hydrogen bond. Hydrogen bond stronger than van der Waals force. Between who tadi? Between CO2 molecules. Okay, so meaning more heat is required to overcome the force of attraction between molecules. So okay, that's the first effect on the physical properties. Let's see the second one, soluble in water. This one is very easy. The concept is, if substance can form hydrogen bond with water, meaning it is soluble in water. Tu je. Okay, so contohnya kita dapat the statement dulu. So second physical properties it is soluble in water. Soluble in water. Kenapa? Because it can form hydrogen bond with water. Okay, example, kata ammonia. Ammonia is soluble in water. Okay, betul dia tanya why? Macam tu. So kita lukis, try to imagine ammonia NH3 and water is H2O. So kita tengok H dekat water can form hydrogen bond with the nitrogen in ammonia. Okay, so this is your hydrogen bond. Okay, meaning now dalam air tu dia boleh form kan, dia boleh bond dengan water. Ni contoh water, and then we put in ammonia. So apa ni, kalau kita zoom in, dia boleh bond. So maksudnya dia takkan like kekal as molekul dia, macam mana nak kata, dia bond lah. Dia tak akan like jadi sebiji macam ni. Kalau yang macam ni maksudnya dia insoluble, but now dia bonded macam tu. So meaning it is soluble in water. So whenever question ask about kenapa dia soluble in water, see, can see NH3 is soluble in water because it can form hydrogen bond with water. That's it. Right, so moving on to the next bond, which is dative bond. So dative bond ni is also known as coordinate bond. Okay, this is sometimes they call it, they don't call it lah, tapi it's actually a special covalent bond. It's still covalent bond but special sikit. Kenapa? Okay, let's see. Covalent bond yang biasa kan, covalent bond in general, we know that it is between atom, they share electron kan, and it is between non-metal atom with non-metal atom. Okay, let's see the differences. Normal covalent bond, okay, as in previously discussed kan, kita dah tahu dia share equal amount of electron. Ingat, remember about fair and square, kalau A share 1, B pun share 1, macam tu. Okay, so imagine like you have a business kan, dengan your friend nak buka business. So you need 2,000 ringgit untuk open the business. So A contribute 1,000, B contribute 1,000. Okay, so fair and square, macam tu. A share 1, B share 1. Okay, dative bond, special covalent bond ni, okay, imagine business tadi needs 2,000, but now only one party share money, contribute, another one 0. Okay, so meaning the sharing of electron comes from one atom only. Okay, sharing of electron, okay, comes from one atom only. Okay, so in SPM they will ask only 2 example. Okay, focus on 2 example. Okay, first one is ammonium ion. Okay, ammonium ion. Okay, ammonium ion is formed from ammonia plus H plus ion. Ammonia and H plus ion. Okay. So to draw, kalau disuruh draw, you kena guna Lewis structure. Use Lewis structure to draw. Okay. Okay, now Lewis structure ni is easier than the regular drawing of electron arrangement and atomic structure, because we need to only draw the valence electron. Okay, so we know that the electron arrangement for nitrogen is 2.5 and hydrogen is 1. Okay, so now you draw N in the middle, and then H3, meaning ada H, H and H. Okay, so sekarang ni like I said, dia ada Lewis structure ni kita fokus on drawing valence electron sahaja. So 5. So let's say dot here, dot here, dot here, here and here, and H ada 1. So cross ni untuk hydrogen. Okay, done. So sekarang ni what happen is hydrogen ion dia akan datang. Lepas tu dia akan share the pair of electron. Dia share lah ni. Ni share. So they will form dative bond. So you can draw like this, or you can draw alternatively. You boleh draw without the arrow, but H tu kena close to dia punya nitrogen tu. Okay, something like this. Okay, you can draw like this also. Okay, and then describe the formation. Maksudnya you can sembang lah tadi just now, nitrogen pula, the ammonia kan, ammonia and H3 has just now a pair of electron. Nitrogen share a pair of electron with hydrogen ion to form dative bond. Just now if you realise, hydrogen ion tadi no need to contribute apa-apa. All the electrons comes from nitrogen kan. Nitrogen yang share hydrogen, dia just ikut macam tu. Okay. Okay, second example that you need to focus on is hydroxonium ion. Hydroxonium ion form from water and H plus, H2O and H plus. Okay, so H is 1, O is 2, 6. Okay, Lewis structure. O, H, H. O ada 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. H1. Okay, now H plus akan datang untuk share. Okay, so we can draw like this or just arrow macam tadi. Okay, so boleh so the same thing tapi change lah ammonia to H2O. So as you can see, yang ni ada 2 pair of electrons, but don't need share dua-dua kan. Don't need to share dua-dua, you can just share 1 pair of electron. Okay, so now ni lah dative bond. This one is dative bond. Okay, sama juga macam tadi. Ni lah our dative bond. Alright, last one, let's talk about metallic bond. Okay, metallic bond is paling senang. Okay, so recap. Ionic bond is between metal, non-metal. Covalent is between non-metal with non-metal atom. So who can form metallic bond? Metallic bond who? Nama pun metal, so only metal. Metal only. Okay, so contohnya macam zinc ke, copper ke, sodium ke. Alright, so let's talk about how metallic bond is formed. Okay, so first you need to know the physical state. Contohnya let's see, it exists in solid metal kan. So solid, we know that the punya structure is what, atom dia closely packed and orderly arrange, kan? Okay, now let's draw one example. Let's say we use sodium. Okay, sodium Na. Okay, now this is the atom arrangement. Okay, Na, sodium, the electron arrangement is 281. So one ni dia akan donate kan to achieve stable octet electron arrangement to become an A plus ion. Okay, so the same thing happened to this. So they all form an A plus ion, and then all the electron is thrown out macam ni. Okay, so banyaklah electron kat luar ni. Okay, so this one we call as C of electron, delocalized electron. Delocalized means it is not fixed at one position. Okay, not fixed, so it can move freely. Okay, now you see electron is negatively charged and metal ion is positively charged. Okay, so kalau ada different charges between pada attraction kan, so we call it attraction of electrostatic force. Okay, so we call it electrostatic force between sodium ion, or kita make it general, positive metal ion with C of delocalized electron. Electron is known as metallic bond. Itulah metallic bond. Okay, now when question dia suka tanya metallic bond ni pasal conductivity. Okay, conductivity. So conductivity. Okay, so you know metal is a good conductor kan, it can conduct heat and electricity. Okay, the question is kan, kenapa, how can they conduct electric when it is in solid state? Sebab kita tahu kan, kalau in order for electric to be conducted, this it must have free moving ion kan, but now it doesn't have free moving ion, so how can it conduct in solid form kan? So now let's see. So kalau kita nak compare ionic compound versus covalent compound versus metallic bond ada kan, right? So kita tengok in three different state: solid, metal pula, melted and melted ni molten lah. Okay, molten state, right, as molten, senang. Okay, molten meaning melted. And aqueous maksudnya kita dissolve in water. Okay, solid, molten and aqueous. So now let's see the conductivity for each of these compound. Ionic compound cannot conduct electricity in solid state, but it can conduct electricity in molten and aqueous form. Why? Because it has free moving ions. Okay, in solid state tak boleh kan, sebab dia tak ada free moving ion. Faham Okay, now bila kita tengok covalent compound dia exist as neutral molecule, so it cannot conduct electricity, or you could simply say doesn't have free moving ion, has no free moving ion. Okay, let's see metal can conduct electricity in solid state, molten state, but not in aqueous state. Okay, so cuba tengok solid and molten, mana ada ion kan? In solid state lagi lah tak ada ion. So how can it conduct electricity in solid state? So because it has delocalized electron just now. Okay, so why metal, dia suka tanya why metal can conduct electricity in solid form. Okay, so reason is, you can see because of C of delocalized electron, they can carry current. Okay, so whenever you talk about conductivity kan, you kena check these two things. We call it charge carrier. Okay, kalau ada free moving ion, meaning can conduct electric. If has free moving electron, which is the delocalized electron, meaning it can conduct electricity. Tu je. Okay, that's how they would ask in metallic bond.